Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to those of you around the world. Welcome to the daily Trade the Chain crypto update, where we give you everything you need to know for the next 24 hours and hopefully the next few days. Today is Tuesday, May 16th, second day of the trading week, and about most of the way through the day, only a couple hours left in the US trading session, and the dollar US dollar index DXY, which we talk about a lot, obviously had a pretty good end to last week and rubbed up against the resistance level that we have aligned out around 102.5. Got rejected around this level, but is forming a nice little doji down here, back above the lower end of this range, and obviously staying around the 102.5 level. So I have a feeling that this is going to play into risk markets relatively soon. Obviously, this big boost up definitely helped hurt risk, as DXY is typically inverse to risk. It's not always 100% inverse, but this is something that I do watch closely for, a sign of the times, so to speak. So if this gets rejected back down towards 102 or 101 and a half, then I'm probably favoring longs in the risk market. If this ends up cracking above, holding above the 102.5 level, then I'm probably looking for shorts. So right now it's pretty neutral, and I think that's why we're seeing equities are relatively neutral. Bitcoin and Ethereum are trying to creep a little bit higher, but more or less neutral price action, not too much volatility. I think it's explained here. So talking about equities futures, very flat, more or less, to only trading in a less than 1% range. So not too much volatility. But I mean, if you have been observing, it's been a ping pong battle between these ranges. So up here, down here, up here, down here. It's just literally just ping ponging back and forth. And it's actually getting a little bit tighter. You notice, look how wide the variance was, and now it's very tight, or getting tighter, I should say. So what we talked about today was obviously bouncing at the 4111 level, which has been support for a couple weeks now, and holding and breaking above the confluence of the VWAP and the 1 hour estimated 200 moving average right at 4125. Obviously, we need to get above that level to then crank higher towards 4145, and we are getting rejected at this level. So kind of more or less following the second area was one, get up here, and if we can break above it, then we're up to 4145, but rejected at that 4125 level and head back down to 4111. So it does look like heading back down to 4111 is likely. The last kind of hope is sitting right here at the 4120 level, but definitely seems like we may seep lower. And if we do break through 4111, I believe it is likely to head down near the 4090 to 4095 level, which coincides with these lows and these highs. So that would be the next step. And then obviously, if we continue to break down further, you'd look for the 4060 level. And alternatively, if we do end up breaking above the 4145 level, you'd look for a clean break above 4145. Then you'd start targeting 4090. But you do have to be wary of these highs right here, which is where price action may get cut down if we do bust above 4145. That's why we want to see a reclaim of 4145, because as you can see here, although it did hold that level, and I would have probably entered along on that break up after these tweezers cut, and then it breaks back down. No confirmation here, no confirmation here. So we'll always watch out for equal highs if you are trading or trying to trade in that direction. But literally, as we're speaking, price dipped below 4120. Looks like 4111 coming back into play pretty soon here. So looking at the Bitcoin chart, not too positive, did definitely try to creep higher this morning. We got that sell-off, late yesterday evening during the Asia session. We are maintaining above those lows. We did even meet those lows very early this morning, but still more or less flat for the day. So the targets were, get above the VWAP, ideally the 1 hour estimated 200 moving average, then you can move higher towards equal highs, potentially 28K. Get rejected at the VWAP or the 1 hour estimated 200 moving average, which we barely even got up to, didn't even touch it, and probably end up seeping down back to 26.6K. And then just to zoom out to give you a better of a view. So if we drop below 26.6K, you've got these equal lows right here that where I would expect price to catch. So around that 25.8, 25.9 level. And then if you break below that, then we're headed down to 24.8, 25K. So basically these highs right here from way back in March 14th, I actually think that that was the day that the U.S. government sold a good chunk of their Bitcoin, if I recall correctly. So that's kind of obviously where price stopped earlier in the, or I should say late last week. So that's what we'll look for. The first target, if you are looking for shorts on a break of 26.6, then the next target would be if that level is broken, then you'd head down to 25.8 or 24.8, 25, which coincides with the highs of this range from way back in February. So I am not entirely bullish or bearish right now. I was leaning a little bit more bullish yesterday. Price got immediately cut down after the Trading Rebellion show. And right now I'm just very patient because ideally, if you're looking for shorts, you're looking at 26.6. I don't think this is a bad short opportunity, but what does worry me is you've got, some bullish looking candles right here, but then you're getting rejected off the previous daily close, which we obviously got rejected off of around 12 p.m. Eastern. So nothing really convincing. I would say it's definitely leaning in the short direction heading into the Asia session, but we have been faked out here and there's still 50 minutes left in this hourly candle. So plenty of time for this price action to change. But I will say if it does close with these tweezer tops, I would probably look for shorts down to 26.6. It's not the most perfect tweezer top, but anytime you see tweezers like this, is typically something that I will short. Doesn't mean it will fully work out, as if you shorted these tweezers right here, or I guess 3 tweezers, then you would have not even got down to the equal lows because price was able to hold right around, what is that, 26.9? Yeah, 26.9. So, that's a short opportunity, but we still have 50 minutes left in this candle. So if we do get confirmed rejected with tweezers off of the previous daily close, I'll probably enter a short targeting 26.6 and then reassess whatever we tag. So if we see something like this at the 26.6 level, I'm probably looking for longs because that's tweezers. It's kind of bullish tweezers because two nice wicks just went underneath the support level. As you see, what happened is we did that. So and then alternatively, what I will say is typically you would look for longs on this type of candle, but obviously it's looking a little bit ugly right here. So I think you can still continue to be patient. If you were to long, what I would look for is a reclaim of the VWAP at our first trigger, and then the reclaim of the 1 hour estimated 200 moving average as the real solid trigger. If continuing to be rejected off of these 2 levels, as we have been for several hours, definitely indicates that bearishness is more likely. But we still have to worry about the 26.6 level. Like, that's still a very strong support level and has not proven to be weak just yet, as we only traded underneath it for several hours before busting back up higher. So definitely something to be cautious of. Looking at ETH, and I will say ETH BTC has been on quite the wild ride. And if you've kind of been observing that equities pattern, it's been just ping-ponging around. So, if you are bullish on ETH BTC, what you look for is a, reclaim above the what is this level, kind of 0.78. You look for a confirmation above 0.78. If you are short, you're probably looking for shorts right here to then short ETH versus Bitcoin back to the previous daily close, or at least the previous 1 hour estimated 200 moving average, which has acted as support and resistance throughout the past several weeks. So definitely just kind of wanted to bring up the difference between ETH BTC because, typically if this is riding stronger, then, you want to trade ETH versus Bitcoin because you're going to get more volatility. But, just kind of thinking about how range bound we've been for a lot of assets is, I would not long this until you get confirmation. This is definitely more of a bullish formation. It is an ascending triangle. So where's my, there we go. So this is an ascending triangle. Let me just try and get this a little bit more, on the money for you guys. So this is really what you'd be looking for. I'd probably say something like this right here. So what you'd want, break above that, else you get rejected back down to this level. And if you break down, then you head to this level and potential for deviation back higher. So something you want to watch out for there, because you have support at the 1 hour estimated 200 moving average. So if you do break down there, you could see deviation back up to run the highs again before a rejection or acceptance. So keep a lookout for that. But this is technically a bullish pattern, but I would not just start longing indiscriminately, because multiple times when it gets to this level, it starts to sell off. So very much something to be aware of if you are trading ETH versus Bitcoin. But looking at the 1 hour chart for ETH, what we can see is, very similar sell-off, compared to Bitcoin yesterday. But we are higher from the lows, unlike Bitcoin. So that is, obviously shown in the ETH BTC chart. But unlike Bitcoin, we did get above the VWAP and tag the 1 hour estimated 200 moving average. But look at what is happening at that level. We are forming a doji and rejecting back towards the weekly VWAP. So if you are bullish, you want the weekly VWAP to hold so that you can move higher towards the 1845 level. If you're bearish, you want the VWAP to break so that you move back to equal lows, potentially all the way down towards the 1790 level to meet these lows as well. And then just for the exercise, there is this little trend here. So if we do get rejected, you'd look for a hold at the previous daily close, which is 1815. If you break that level along with the trend, you're probably going to head and grab at least these lows, and then we'll have to figure out if we hold the 1790 level or if we end up breaking down and meeting these lows over here. So let's just go ahead and zoom out like we did for Bitcoin to get a bit better of a view. We are officially in this range. We've talked about this before, and we've got these equal lows here. So if we break beneath 1790, probably going to meet these equal lows around 1740. Break below 1740, probably at least going to tag 1705. And then you still have this very long-standing trend on the daily that meets right at the kind of 1700 level with the 1 day estimated 200 moving average. This trend, I'll get rid of this just because it's a little distracting. I'll get rid of all these as well so you get a bit better view. But let's say we get rejected here, and we end up making it down here, and then we have a little bounce, rejected right here. And then this is where you would look for, a little bit of a kind of a double bottom here, maybe some divergence, and then you look for that if we get rejected down here. And then if we lose the 1 day 200 estimated 200 moving average, then you're dripping all the way into this range. And it's not going to look pretty at that point. So we definitely want to hold the 1700 level for bullish continuation. We can still drop down there and survive the bull trend, but definitely gets more precarious at that level. So I will say, it's not looking very good for the bulls, but there's still 45 minutes left in these hourly candles. But the early indication right now is we are likely headed back towards the lows. And we'll have to face our fate later on at that point in time. So good luck, happy trading, and see everybody tomorrow. Again, if you're not in the Trade the Chain community, you're missing out on at least 4 trade ideas per day. Always cover crypto, always cover equities, always cover the dollar index. So whatever you're looking for every single morning, we've got trade ideas for you, along with a beautiful data product and a global community of traders helping each other all around the world at all different time zones. And if you'd like to sign up, it is available at www.tradethechain.com. So see everybody tomorrow. Good luck.